How's it, guys? Welcome to another episode of Bouwer, Bosch met Narratief. Or the other way around, Narratief met Bouwer, Bosch. Today on the show we got Tumi Morake. That's right. She said yes to be on the show. How insane is that? I've been a massive fan forever. She's an insane stand-up comedian. She has done it all: film, theater, radio, and she's had a fascinating life thus far and gave us some of the most amazing comedic moments on screen, on stage. I really couldn't believe it when my producer Anel Tumi said yes to come on the show, just because of she got a lot of cool things to do with her time, and she said let's hang out for like almost 2 hours on a Friday. The conversation was amazing. It got like a spiritual and like a deep in some parts. We spoke about her growing up in Bloemfontein and studying drama, and how comedy came over her path in life, and just the South African landscape and the potjie kos nitty-grittiness of being a South African and why we are the best nation in the whole damn world. So I really hope you enjoy this conversation. It was my first time spending time with her longer than 2 minutes, and learned a lot and laughed a lot because she's hella funny. And I hope you enjoy the conversation, and please share it with your friends as well. Here we go. Tumi Morake.
Pregnant. Yeah, maybe. Because I'm looking at the hair glow, I'm like, yes! Pregnancy has its perks.
You're good with the sparkling water there. Nice. Where did you come from now? Did you have another?
We have no power. We've had no power since yesterday, and now the councillor sent a message. So they said 6 p.m. I listened again. I thought they were saying 6 p.m. power's back, like 6 p.m. we'll have an update.
Yes, you are connected if there's a councillor sending you WhatsApp.
No.
Yes, I want to be your friend. Or is it like the street counselor? Because I got my neighbor. Yes, I've got the most fascinating.
The ward counselor.
Well, you see, fancy. My neighbor, you get those people that's like, they act as if they're higher ranking in the world.
Yes.
But he's the nicest guy, but he just makes things happen.
I love those. He's been on that street longer than everybody.
Yes, that guy is like, if he went into politics, I'm throwing all my money at him. No, but the traffic light, yeah. And how about today? The sun is shining. How lucky is that?
Sun is shining.
Yeah, bro. What is happening? I hate Cape Town, and I was close. I was close to emailing capetown@gmail.com. I'm coming. Yeah. Well, you from Johannesburg?
Yes. Well, I'm from Bloemfontein.
No way.
Yeah.
Yes. That's rough.
I'm from the other side of the Bouwer skirt.
Yes,
I'm that girl.
I don't know a lot of Bloemfontein people, but you're saying it with a lot of pride.
Oh, yes, of course. Why?
Yeah.
Why mustn't I say it with pride?
Yes, Bloem is
Don't
rough,
judge us.
bro. I'm very Afrikaans and white.
I know why.
Bloem is even for me.
Everybody thinks Bloem is like, all we had was apartheid and Marie biscuits. But we had so much more.
That's great. Well, you said it. I didn't say it. So you studied you studied drama at Wits, right? I didn't know you were a drama cat. So that was a big dream.
That was a big dream. Like, I've never changed. Since I was 7, I was like, I'm doing this.
No way.
And then that's all I've done.
What was the initial? Did you see a film or a theater play?
I watched a musical live at Maba and Mabatu, and my mother couldn't even afford to send me there. So it was one of those apparently government places where you can go and, do drama, gymnastics, all of this stuff. And I'm like, if it's government funded, why must I pay? So my mom was a single mom. She was a nurse, so she couldn't afford to take me. But when I was 7, and it's probably, I think was I 6? Because it was just before my dad went to prison. I just remember going to watch this musical, and I was like, I want to do this. Just the singing and the performance and the immediacy of it, like just watching this audience enjoy something. Because when you're watching TV and you're like, I love this thing, but it's just you. There isn't this electricity. And so for me, I was like, yo, you mean you can do that thing that's on TV, but do it here, and the people are here, and you can see them and they can see you. I don't know what it was, but I fell in love with that. And I've never since then changed my answer when people say, what do you want to do? And I'd be like, I want to be on TV.
That's beautiful. But there's something about theater, meaning the electricity, the fact that it's touchable. You can almost touch the actors.
It's tangible.
It's
immediate.
It's a high wire act because any moment now someone can fluff a line, or it's like the whole thing
Yes.
can collapse. So it's
Bruh.
like a thin line.
There's people who've seen people die on stages and literally somebody collapses dead and the audience was there and they're going, is this part of the thing? Is it not? Then the trauma is delayed.
But have you done theater?
I've done theater. That's where I was born. I did everything from Shakespeare to, I don't know, comedies to your very artistic, out there kind
And
of
musicals?
I did a cappella.
Oh snap! So you can sing.
And we sang in what is it called again? Midsummer Night's Dream. We did a song. No, I lied. It was 12th Night. I sang because I played Feste, and then I took one of my monologues and I turned it into a song. Well, I took that and I made it into a song. That was the last time I sang in public with music, and then and then the last time I sang a cappella was a play called Oh Baby, where we all were these pregnant women going through this journey. And this was before I actually got pregnant. After getting pregnant and actually having a baby, I was like, yeah, we sold a dream.
Yeah, never. This
But
is like.
yeah, that was my favorite. I really enjoyed doing Oh Baby.
But singing a cappella is next level.
Yeah, it's next level,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's no music, there's no not even click jack or like a drum to give you a beat.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Ladysmith Black Mambazo live?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Tumi?
It's goosies. It's goosies.
They've been here they come every year, but the last 2 years they came. There's like a whole week, and I went twice every time. And then every time a homeless starts, I just sit there and cry. The first year I took out my
Right.
phone and I started crying because I was like, I need to remember this, but I want to be present. But I want to watch it as well. But yes, that show is mind blowing. And
Yeah.
a cappella.
Yeah.
The fascinating thing with that is, like, the guy just starts. Normally with a cappella at varsity, someone's like,
Yes.
these guys. What is Joseph's son called? I can't remember Joseph's Sabalala's son. But he just like starts, and then everyone's like, okay, that's the key. It's like almost like it's either just they winging it. Maybe they're like on stage we're just gonna wing it, or they just
I'm like, oh, we're there. Oh, let's go.
yeah. But that was freaking that show was fire. So you did a cappella at Reyes as well.
Oh, you're killing me because I'm only realizing now that they don't start like that.
Yeah, one of the guys don't go "Zzz," and then homeless. It shows you how amateur students are.
No, but that a cappella thing I did of Oh Baby for me was a miracle because I believe I can't sing. Because for me, people who can sing are the ones who can do things to the note. You write the note, you
Yeah,
press the note,
yeah.
you make the note do this. So this is the note, this is not, hit the note,
Yeah.
note. Don't get lost.
Those jazz cats have no respect for musical notes. They're just like, I'm gonna do my own shit. No, but that's
I enjoyed it.
that was good times. But you haven't sung ever since.
To myself, yes.
No, no, not for money yet.
Oh, I did sing the last time I sang. How did I forget this? I had to sing World in Union for a play we did in Grahamstown with Greg Holman. And
That's a tough song.
it's a tough song. And I sat with
Damn.
a coach. And when I sang it for the first time without the coach, I even made myself cry because I was like, oh my gosh,
I'm good.
I'm good. And if somebody asked me to do it again now, I would flat out refuse because of the amount of work that I had to do to get it right. And you know, when you're on stage, like your focus, once you've done your focus and your warm-ups, it's like you're in a different spiritual
Yeah.
realm. It's until people step on stage and do it. When you're on stage, sometimes I feel like it's not even you performing. There's something higher than you,
Yeah.
especially because of how you feel and how the audience feels. And then it's a space that even when somebody gets into it, feels different. It vibrates differently, you know? And when I sang that song, man, I was like, if PJ Powers was here herself, she would high five me and give me a 5-star review.
But that is so true. Like anything theater in the arts, it's prayer, it's worship.
Yes.
Not even what you believe in. No matter if you
Yes.
call yourself an atheist or Christian or whatever,
Yeah.
there's something really spiritual in the arts on stage with
Yeah.
music, which makes it such a powerful tool. But also, what makes this work that we do is such a freaking awesome privilege. Like we have these into people's lives, strangers that we don't know. I mean, comedy, like people who don't know you. You crack a joke, all of a sudden the guy's sitting there I like this
I
lady.
like this girl.
She's
yeah.
great.
Except also there's an envelope we push where we can get into trouble. Like, speaking of me singing, like the last song I sang, so I rewrote De La Rey. You know when that whole exile happened?
Too good.
When the whole exile happened, and I was like, I feel like redoing De La Rey, but I also know how personal it is to.
Well,
no, it's very personal to certain Afrikaans people.
yeah, I was about to say that.
And
Yeah.
Bob van Blerk really is the reason I even remember the song exists, because he sings the hell out of it. Like, guys, I have a secret penchant for certain
We maybe must get Bok on the line.
boeres, yes.
Bok, you got Tumi. She wants to call you Bokkie.
So I rewrote it as Elon Musk, because I mean he was the one who got them there.
Oh, nice.
And that's the last time I sang on stage. And I love that song, but I'm always like, I have to be careful. I have to kind of go, steek jy grappie,
Yeah, relax.
Ek speel net.
Yeah.
Relax.
But wait, is that thing online?
No, but I can sing it to you now.
Do it if you can remember it.
Your show's gonna
Lord.
get cancelled.
Bro,
They're gonna be like,
you don't know my history. I was cancelled before. If you know the lyrics, gooi it. Verse if you want.
it's a joke.
Yeah,
That's
people,
net 'n grappie.
people, it's just a joke.
Hope I can. I stopped doing it because I got scared. Anyway. Elon Musk. Sal jy die boere kom lei? Elon Musk. En oom Trump. Soos een man sal ons om jou val, asseblief, oom Trump. Want die vrou en die kind lê moeg van load shedding en al. En die kakkie sal milgloop oor 'n nasie waar die Tesla ry, asseblief, oom Trump.
That's amazing.
That was... I was like, that's what they're singing on the aeroplane.
Yeah, exactly. On the way to space. But Tesla Ray and Della Ray, there's such a nice little wordplay
Right?
there. Well
I'm so
played.
proud of myself, and that's like, I might also...
It's also figuring out your language. Is it your fourth language? What's Afrikaans?
Afrikaans.
It was ninth
So
language.
Here is what's weird. Growing up as a kid, I grew up with Setswana, Afrikaans, and English was number 3. And then my mom sent me to an English medium school, and then English started to take over because I wasn't hearing Afrikaans so much. But my grandma used to cuck us out in Afrikaans all the time. And
The best language to be shut out.
and even my mom, we lived in Mafikeng with my mom. Well, my mom lived in Mafikeng. I lived in Tabanchu with my grandmother. So when we traveled between the two places, you're driving through a lot of plus towns. And my mother would always converse in proper, like, Saver Afrikaans. So back then, I could speak Saver Afrikaans. So now I hear the language well. I can read the language well. But when I have to speak, my tongue gets
Yeah,
tongue-tied.
but you can follow conversation.
I
if
can follow
you speak
conversations.
slow.
I can speak a little broken Afrikaans. Ek probeer maar.
But that's incredible to me.
Maar
That's
ek sê nie
insane.
mooi en pa is
Ja,
my
ja.
pa, maar
You're not from Pretoria.
and my R's are hard. I always tell people proof that I spoke a lot of Afrikaans and Setswana growing up is when I do voiceovers, I'm always told to soften my R. As mos 'n R. And my R is hard, man. It's
There's budget for the R. You
There's
double
budget
down.
for the R.
That's insane.
No, Afrikaans has always been, even in my comedy, I remember before Steve and I became enemies, Mr. Hofmeyer and I became enemies, I used to sing his Pampoen song. I used to sing Pampoen because I was telling them about how he was my first white crush. Like my first taste of freedom was Steve Hofmeyer on TV1 when he still had blonde hair. And I was like, now I look at him and I hear a song like Pampoen and I go, I might still be in love. Because the song is Pampoen.
You never forget your first love.
You never forget your first love. And that song was topping the charts when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, people come with sexy songs, Boma, take me back.
Yeah.
Boma, mooi bokkie something. He's just like Pampoen.
Yeah.
And the things that...
That's amazing. So wait, did you guys have...
Pampoen en 'n stukkende skoen. En 'n plaas wat ek afbetaal. Tikkering. Vir alles wat ek kan jou gedoen het, kom jy om mee te haal. I was like, Stevie, gaan haal dat pompoen.
Yeah.
Kom smeer. Smeer.
But wait, did you guys have a public fallout?
Oh
or-
my gosh.
Oh, snap.
Oh.
So sorry. I also have
talk about
Twitter. Before Twitter was as toxic as it is now,
Yes.
it was also, I also had a, but the thing with online, it's always a misunderstanding. I bet
It
if you
is.
bump into Steve now, I bet you it won't be.
It is, yeah, because I'd met him before and he was such
Yeah.
a beautiful, personable
But did you roast? Was
person.
it a roasting?
No, I met him at the roast. We were fine. And then years later, it's a long story. Let's not go there. It's
Yeah.
very personal. It cuts deep. But you're right.
Because it's also your first love.
Bruh, it's like there's like that breakup you never saw coming. You're like, but
Yeah.
last night we
Yeah, there's
were.
no closure. There's no reason. It's the worst.
What about the children, Steve? What was I saying? Now I've lost my train of thought because you're making me think about
I just
my
think
love.
you need to bring out an
Twitter.
Afrikaans album.
Oh,
Either
yes.
a parody album or just you covering English, popular Afrikaans songs.
Possibly.
You will.
something.
I don't know how it's going financially with you,
a
but I
little
know you'll
treffer.
print money.
Little treffer.
Do you know Want Jy Soen My Nie Meer Nie? Want Jy Soen My Nie Meer Nie? There's a few classics. But I doubt you wake up and find Afrikaans songs on your playlist. I doubt that is your life. So how did the comedy thing come about? Are you studying drama
I
now?
was studying drama, and this is a long time ago, like donkey's years.
I'm an
like,
84 baby, so
19 foot sake.
I'm not going to ask your age, but
so
I
I'm 3
think I'm
years
still
older than you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You look younger than me.
Thanks, brain stop.
no.
Black don't crack. Lies. So how I got into comedy is I always loved comedy, right? So my dad was in jail for treason. And while he was away, there were little things that reminded me of him, like cartoons, for example. That subtle humor in cartoons, my dad taught me. Like he would read me Red Eye comics and he would explain the gag. And remember, that time English is still like number 3. We've got Setswana, Afrikaans, and then English must find its way in. But he used to explain these gags to me. So when he was gone, I would always make sure I've got the Sunday paper and I would go to those very cartoons and I'd try and see if I can figure out the joke. So I grew up with comedy like that. Then I saw Richard Pryor and he looked like my dad. So I had an emotional response to Richard Pryor and I would watch his stuff and my English was still circling, it was still uploading. But I loved his vulnerability. He looked vulnerable. He looked sad. He was funny as heck. And I realized I laughed then as a child, but as I got older, I did a real laugh where I'm getting the whole context and the truth of what he was talking about. I was just picking up, you pick up cues and then that's what's funny. So I get to Wits and I get to see, they do these lunch shows during a week. And they had David Cow, they had Chris Forrest, they had Joey Rasdeen, and I can't remember who else was there. And they were doing stand-up. And I was like, whoa, they do that here. I didn't know we do that here also. I knew Peter Dirk Ace, but I never took it as stand-up. I was like, for Peter Dirk Ace, it's a specific kind of...
Yeah, it's like cabaret more scripted.
Yeah, so that was the closest I thought we had to stand-up. But that goes to show you how much as a child I was already really interested in comedy, right? And so we knew Tani Evita. And then I see this happen where people are themselves telling jokes. And I was like, I'm going to do this one day. I remember going to David Gow after the show and going, I want to do what you do. And he was like, then do it. But he was being dismissive. He wasn't being encouraging. And I keep reminding him every time. I'm like, remember how you spoke to me when I said I want to do this thing. And years later, he was the one to give me my first big break that then had people saying, Tumi Morake. He and John Flismus, I always say, are at the core of me growing in comedy, in that David would put me on the stages and John Flismus would encourage my bravery. So it really molded me as a comic.
Yeah. But I like the fact that you said when you were a child, you like dissect the joke to like find out the funny.
Yeah.
That's insane. The technicality of a joke. That's amazing. That
yeah.
was the thing that like drew you to it.
I credit my dad with that because if you look at a lot of our parents, they really didn't get an education beyond high school. Sometimes most of them, maybe half of high school. But with my father and my mother, what they had in common is they loved reading. Like my mom used to just stack books on me, to the point where they used to call me Layletta at home because they were like, all you're doing is sitting with books. I'm like, technically it's not laziness, guys.
Yeah, I'm educating myself.
Hey, Layletta, you didn't clean your room, but you're sitting with a book. Layletta, children are playing outside. You're sitting in your chair with a book.
That's amazing.
So I think that's why my dad, he's also a funny man. And I think that's him. He's one of those let's go, baby. So I still have that in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that hustle, in this industry, I mean, you are obviously well established now, but no one starts like that. You have to have that, and then still, I mean, you can be some of the biggest names still have to freaking hustle on a daily basis. You see the biggest names doing a quick little 10 minutes somewhere. yeah,
still
it never
die.
stops.
There are those people who've become bulletproof, and I'm like, I haven't become bulletproof, but I think it might also be a vulnerability I've allowed myself. So I will still gamble and try things
Yeah.
and try things. And I find that what keeps you going, what keeps you relevant, what keeps people still wanting to watch you do comedy is don't be afraid of growing, and don't be afraid of your audience growing with you, and don't be afraid of your truth, you know? Um, and the reason I say that is because I remember after doing one gig, I was at the airport, and this oom comes to me and says, "Ach, maar Tumi, is baie snaaks hoor." And he says, "Maar, some of your jokes are, they're very funny, but I felt a little bit guilty." And I said, "Ach, oom, that's not the point." He says, "No, it's good, because I felt guilty. Maar ek lag ook." And I was like, "Oh,
Sure.
thank you, oom."
That's insane.
And so there's little things that'll make you see that comedy isn't really a hustle unless we're speaking on a financial level, but in terms of voice and reaching people. Even when the defacing of statues was happening, for example, I was surprised at the number of people from the Afrikaner community who would message me and say, "Hey man, I know you get this, but aren't you able to say something about erasing other people's history in the name of your history?" And we're able to have those conversations, and they were hard. And only in retrospect am I going, I should have taken those conversations and made them public instead of having these conversations with these people like that. Because I was like, the thing that makes South Africans so special is we have a very ugly history. It's very, at its most basic, black and white. But then you go, let's take everybody's journey and go, okay, so we've actually both had the same kind of pain. And somebody will want to strangle me right now and go, "You cannot compare that to what happened in apartheid." But I'm going, let's talk about the human condition. Let's talk about how many of us, in terms of indoctrination, how many of us were indoctrinated on both sides of the fence in specific ways, which when then we come into freedom, we're going, wait. I must apply thought to everything I thought I knew, and that's how you then start to come together. It's also, but you have to accept that, okay, I'm coming from this point of view and this is my lived experience. But when I compare my lived experience to what everybody else is saying to me, it all makes sense. They don't match, but I see how we ended up in this circle. And I believe that's how we're going to get to a real healing in this country, when we can go, okay, I'm not sitting here saying you must be punished and you owe me anything. I'm saying, can we acknowledge where we came from? Can we talk about how we make sure that doesn't happen again? Let's not create new versions of the same thing for every generation, because then we're never going to heal. We're never going to be fine. Yeah. Especially because if you take away politics and just watch how we live, guys, I've traveled to the UK, I've been in the US, I've been to Europe, man. And I'll tell you, people live parallel to each other. They don't mix.
Like us, yeah.
Ons meng. We are like one.
Yeah, like a potjie kos.
Our culture is a potjie kos. We have each other's food in each other's plates all the time. We have bits of each other's languages in the things, when we speak. And it's when they say the Rugby World Cup brings us together and that's the only time we're friends, I'm like, no, guys, sports. When I grew up, I always tell people I'm so glad I was born in the 80s, because that's when I understood South Africa as die land van moermekaar. So
moermekaar het sorted out.
Moermekaar is sorted out. And I was like, so we have that in common. So I feel like if we can acknowledge the pain of a history and say, okay, guys, it's a kakstad. But this is where we are. This is what we have in common, and this is what we're building. We've made cake out of kak. So let's just grow together like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what helps me keep doing comedy, because in every room I go, I know we relate on some level.
Yeah. And comedy is a way to disarm people as well, especially if there's a majority white crowd and you walk up, people will they immediately have a few ideas already.
Yes.
Or let me guess, it's going to be this and this and this. And then you crack one or two jokes and then the wall's
like,
down. And then, like I said earlier, like you're in people's art. But I'm super passionate about the stuff you just mentioned. I mean, when that whole thing went down that you said on Jacaranda and the reaction and the backlash, I was like, are you kidding me? It's the most perfect, honest example. It was
Yeah.
also a joke. It's not like it's truth.
Yeah.
It's buried in truth.
Yeah.
It wasn't like shaming, but
That's
to
just the
me the
backlash.
way the white people
Yo.
reacted, I was like, are you?
No.
Is this where we are now?
My worst is the
Yes.
people whose profiles were like Godfest.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm like, how Godfest? In the same in the same breath, you're telling me how I
Yeah.
must die and my children must die, but
To me,
Godfest.
a few years ago, I made these YouTube videos because I'm very passionate about conversations because
Yeah.
just it costs nothing.
Yeah.
It cost me my pride or to have a conversation about our history, to tell you it was wrong and I'm sorry what
Yeah.
white people did. So just that whole exercise I did on a YouTube video, 2 YouTube videos, nee, and I swear to you, the amount of backlash that I got from my people, like white people, and I was like, are you kidding me? So no one's feeling the same way, as in like we can't talk about the history.
Because nobody's saying
Yo.
walk around apologetic with your head down. No one is saying pay a price.
Yeah.
It's acknowledge so that you know why we are where we are.
And it doesn't cost you. That's my point. It's like it doesn't cost a thing to say, you know what, this shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
This never happen again.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you physical thing. It takes
Yeah.
5 seconds. But anyway, I went through it was not as extreme as yours because I think you nationwide you got.
But it's because I'm a
everyone-
woman. No, for me, I'll be honest. I think if a black man had said what I said, I don't think it would have been that bad. I think I was also a soft target. I was also, in my view, a way for, because we're approaching elections as well, for certain people to make it clear they're still relevant, to make sure that their voters know you're voting for people who will won't take nonsense from anyone. So I feel like it was more of a flex and a we are here, we're baring our teeth to show you we're here. I really, it took me a while to recover from it, but I also, maybe I overanalyzed things, but I went, no man, it's because I'm a chica, it wasn't personal. And
But it was terrible though. It should have never
timing of
happened.
it.
Just know now. You
Can I
probably.
tell you a funny story? Let me tell you. So this is now the last public thing I did with Yakaranda. We were in Pretoria and we're doing this show in a church, you know, and we've obviously raised funds for supporting the poor community and the kids there. This big Afrikaans man looks at me. I see him from a distance. That
Is
he's
this
looking
after
at
now?
me.
Everything.
This is after everything.
Okay.
Ne? And he starts walking towards me. Now he's huge and he's got this serious look on his face. And I'm going, this is where I die. This is where I die. They finally got a sniper for me. They
Call the
need a gun.
cops.
So he's coming for me. And because I'm still feeling weird about it, right? I'm still feeling like I don't know who's actually okay with me and who's not. Yo, this man got to me and he said, Tumi, can I hug you?
Oh no way.
I was like, okay. And then he hugs me and he says, I'm so sorry for what you went through. I'm sorry for what we put you through. And I just broke down. I broke down, and I broke down from my own prejudice, where it was a thing of, yes, this was done to you, but that doesn't mean everybody who comes with a white skin and an Afrikaans accent is out to get you. But also he was huge. but again, it reminded me of that South African thing. South Africans are empathetic. South Africans, it's in our blood to have Ubuntu. Whatever you call it in your language, we have that thing. We're born with it, man. Yeah. And when that happened,
Sure.
it changed a lot of things for me. It really did. And I'm so glad he did that. I never got his name because I was also so damn emotional.
Yes, what
But
a moment.
it was a turning moment for me.
But that also shows you the people on the internet are the worst. They're the worst of the
Yes,
worst. Because in
yes.
real life, there's nuance. There's someone. There's a
conversation.
connection. Yeah, there's.
Yeah, there was a guy who actually emailed me and he was like ugly in the email. And then I responded to him, answering him point to point. And he actually emailed me back and he said, I'm so sorry. I didn't actually have the full context of what happened. Again, I was like, you see, it's moments like these that I go, as South Africans, every village must know it has an idiot. And every village must handle their idiot. Then we'll get together and get along as a country. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, yeah, what a story. Thank you to whoever you were, that big Afrikaans ook. Dankie vir wie jy was. Do you do a lot of, you still do stand-up?
I still do stand up in
Do you have a
all the
special coming,
spaces.
any long form, like a 1 hour, 80 minutes, you're writing something now?
I don't know what COVID did to my mind, but I'm trying to put together one man. I did an entry level one last year and I was like, okay, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And I think it's because, you know, when you do the jokes that you think are relevant, that's what everybody wants to hear. And I started to fall into that trap. And I went, no, Tumi. People love you for a reason. People have kept you going as a comic for a reason, and it's your truth. So I need to be able to be truthful. I need to say, this is me after all the lessons I've learned. What I've learned about timing and when to say things, when not to say things. What I've learned about the importance of saying things. I'm a mother. I'm an ex-wife. I must talk about what it's like to come from a family where you are to be this girl who upholds the family. Marriage is everything. We're Christian. You know how it is. Marriage, children, that is number one. Anything that deviates, then you have to kind of earn your way back into everybody's good books. And so what it means for me as a woman, how much of that do I call failure? How much of it do I call success, And also all this stupid stuff that happens around the world, like with Trump and his craziness and the time I've lived in the States, and comparing living in the States to seeing the States on TV, not the same thing. Not even in the news am I experiencing the America that is shown. And also being in America as a South African and seeing the South Africa that Americans see that we don't see. Because I remember the first time we went out to dinner with a family, and we said, we've moved to the States. And they went, why? Why would you do that? Oh, my God. We're trying to get out.
We want refugee status to South Africa. Can you hook us up in Bloemfontein? Connect me there to the Free States. You coming to the States, they want to go to the Free States.
And also, I think as a comic, what's been hard for me is a lot of comics, you find that there's a black comic, they were from the township and then they've come into the burbs. So it's a funny little story about that thing, and it's kind of recognizable. It's very urban. I came from Tabanchu, right? Like Tabanchu and Bloemfontein is where I was raised. Right now, Tabanchu is a place that people thought Isidingo invented, but it's actually an actual little town with one robot. I was there when they put in that robot, by the way.
The ribbon cutting. Fakile and Bucks was there. Ribbon cutting, a robot.
It was so cool. It was very exciting.
The light every night. It's like going to the movies.
And everybody would stop it. Like, the new robot. Hey, they respect that one. It's red. Yay.
Yeah.
It's yellow.
Stop teasing him.
It's green. Woo! Let's do this thing, So growing up there, you grow up with I keep losing my train of thought.
You were
now.
telling
Where
about
was I going
the
about that?
America, why you moved there, urban.
So then you come from the urban space, which is small town, and then you go straight into Joburg, which is like that's a whole other, So when you tell your comedy, it's hard to get people who relate to that level of rural upbringing. And also, I didn't find a lot of, you would find colored people speak about that relationship between the languages and the cultures. But for me, it was weird because, for people watching me, they were going, wait, where are you and Fantoner hanging out? And then you are here when did that happen? How are you, So it was that thing of trying to establish that I'm a rural girl who then am making it and kicking ass in a space where you must speak like this and, sound like, you went to a really good school and you learned really good English and you have diction and enunciation. Yeah. And then I arrive and this is my Strana and
Is she from Spain? What accent is that? Spain Africa?
But if I meet someone who speaks African, I'm like, and they're like, wait, what are you? Who are you? You're a unicorn. So it was me trying to find my voice around that. Because even getting work was hard. You think comedy is hard. Imagine you arrive, you're too white for the blacks and too black for the whites. It was hard. It was hard because I was like, I have to find a space where I fit in without having to adjust myself too much. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was like I must put on my tender accent for that work and then put on this accent to get into the corporate.
That's insane.
And you go crazy because then you go, which one is me?
Yeah, who am I?
Somebody once said I mock black people with my black accent. And I was like, it's my accent. What
do you want from
I'm
me?
not mocking. But I realized it's because they'd heard me speak like this. And I'm like, I had to learn to speak like this. My English was learned in Afrikaans and Setswana. Like my English had to start softening down here. The R's are still fighting, but You know, so
But that's a superpower, I guess, in stand-up on stage. I'm guessing in the beginning stages, it's hella difficult for someone to like, listen, what are you now? You're going to sound like this or you're going to...
yeah.
But I think it becomes, because I mean, Trevor now also, he goois accents and he goois little Afrikaans, and I think that's a little nuggets you gooi. Like Mandela, when he gooit out Afrikaans, yeah, that's my president. I voted for him. I voted for him. Just because he said Goeiemorgen Zelda, whatever. But I'm thinking, from my perspective, looking at you and your career, I mean, that's one of your superpowers. Before you came in, we watched some of the roast you and Skalk did to each other. Yes, but you guys went hard.
We went ugly.
You went like very racy. Because he said something, he also said something rough. And then you just got, well, you also said something racy back.
Ugly,
but I'm guessing in that space, it's safe.
It's fun.
Just gooi.
Yeah, it's
can't hold back.
bulky also. You can't take it personal.
Yes. But this stuff is to me, and I was like, Skalk still has a career after that joke?
No, man. You know, comedy is a space where I think the people who even kind of follow it almost like an addiction is because we all have thoughts, we all have fears, we all have things we want to say, but you know if you say them, they're going to come out the wrong way. Comedy finds a way for you to say those things. And I think right now in this world of cancel culture, comedy has become important again because what these woke folk don't understand is, and I'm not saying all woke folk, I'm talking about the extremists, is you cannot now begin to silence other people in the name of heightening voices. You cannot silence. You're also oppressing people if you cannot allow them to express their confusion or ignorance for you to educate it. I don't know if that makes sense. For example, with the LGBTQIA community, I feel like the minute you mention that, people are already tense because they're going, what are you going to say that's going to offend us? And I go, listen, we've always understood homosexuality and heterosexuality. Now you've come to teach us that there are nuances to these things. Bearing in mind where we've come from, where just on a racial level, we're still learning stuff. Now you're coming to us on another level where everybody has a right to be, everybody has a right to express themselves, and love is love. Can you come to us not as, you're a homophobe because you don't know this, but rather go, oh, you didn't know this? Okay, this is how that works. And I only realized that because I have a friend whose daughter decided that she, or not realized that she had identifies as they and them. She expressed it at school. So when they sent the report home, her teacher had respected that. And so had addressed the report that when she spoke to her she spoke about them. The teacher was saying, okay, they have done so well, they do this, wara wara. And when the dad received the report, he was like, what is this nonsense? Is this a group thing, wara wara? And the daughter was like, no, I told you, this is how I identify. And when she started to get emotional about it, he said to her, you're my baby. At the end of the day, you'll always be my baby. And you'll call yourself whatever you realize you are, but just know that you're my baby. So if I don't get it, you cannot be crying and angry and saying, I don't love you. I'm saying, help me understand. Because where I'm from, we didn't know all of this.
Unlearning.
So teachers, I mean, for me, I always say, my main language is Setswana, right? Setswana, we don't have he, she, her. So I'm already safe in that language. I don't have to worry about that. And when you speak to people in plural, it's a sign of respect anyway. So for me, just on the language level, I'm not struggling. But I know the minute I go into English, in the same way my brain must first, I'm thinking, my first thought arrives in Setswana, then it goes through the fire of Sbrukans, then it goes to English.
Internship.
So by the time it arrives there,
you're offended.
I need time. So all I'm going to ask is educate. Yeah. That's where you identify who's fearful and therefore don't bother with them because they probably can't be educated. They're not interested. And who genuinely just doesn't know. Like debt naming. That was a new thing for me where I didn't know that if I met you and you're voter and then tomorrow you're Wendy and you're in, you've had your full transformation, I go voter. Yeah. I didn't know that's dead naming. Yeah. So I was like, now I know. Okay. So it doesn't matter, hey, I knew you when you identified this way or when you were presented this way. This is how I respect who you are. Tell me. And this is the only thing I'm going to also ask. If you're listening and you're from the community listening to this show, I'm going to beg you. In the same way you're able to put it in your bio that I identify as, please do it when you introduce yourselves to us. Because I've also had somebody be offended by how I referred to them.
Don't know.
And I said, when we met, you gave me your name. I was not going to decide based on how you dressed or how you speak that, oh, you probably identify this way. And if it means so much to you, please, up front,
help me.
state it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so now I know. Otherwise, I'm going to keep making the mistake and it's going to upset you and no one's growing. Because, I mean, there's in everything in life, relationship, there's a growth area. My growth area is like, I need to unlearn this and that. So if you can teach me this, then it's a place for me to grow.
Because I've realized even with people when it comes to race, have you met South Africa guys? Everybody looks like could be anything. Like,
are you saying South African guys? What are you saying?
No, everybody. Like I'm talking across the board. You can't tell what race someone is really until you tell. For all I know, you're Thabo. And now you just you're just lucky you got the hara and the complexion.
Yeah, that is true.
So it happens. And so I've realized people whose identity matters to them on that level, they will tell you. They'll be like, I know you're looking at me thinking, I'm this. Actually, my heritage is that. And you go, oh, snap. That's why you find that even America, when they come and shoot here, there's certain roles they don't bother casting there because they know in the pool of South African genetics, we have people who look Latinx, we have people who look Indian and they're not, we have people who look Malaysian. You have everything here in one country. You understand? So already I feel like as a people, our minds are open. Even with comedy, having traveled all over the world, you would think places like the States and the UK are way more advanced in terms of audience. South African audience for me is the most educated audience I've ever performed to. And I've realized it's because we don't live in a bubble. We know so much about the world and the world knows so little about us. So that when we do our stuff here, they look around and they can't believe how the audience is like literally on the floor finished. That the American comics will start to push the envelope and they're like, wow, we love you guys, just go for everything. And then I'll go to the UK and do the same set and we'll be like, that's pretty brave, yeah. That's brave of you, yeah. We don't say that here. We don't say that. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then, you'll go to the States and it'll be like, yeah, you could get into trouble for that one. You should. So I go, man, I love South Africa. You're going to have people with all kinds of backgrounds sitting in the same room. And they're going to look at each other and laugh at what you're saying from recognition. People don't understand. For me, this is paradise.
Yeah.
It does not get better than South Africa. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Then just
say what you will.
Nature is one thing.
Yeah.
Our country is beautiful. But I mean, I think it's our shared trauma just from like being abused by all governments.
That's another thing.
We have in common. I'm like,
oh my gosh. Have you seen when you're with your friends who are not from the country and everybody's comparing the crimes they've been through? And last week, bro, you won't believe. So they broke into him. I think they took that. Yeah, I'm still waiting for insurance to get back to me on this. And so like, they did a smash and grab these bastards. Yeah. Now it's the third time I have to replace my window. And somebody's... and then someone talks like, I remember in high school and they took my phone. And then you just see this one person at the end of the table going, what the hell? What? Y'all are talking about this like, oh, last week I lost my shoe. We're like, that's where we live.
Yeah, bro, the resilience of South Africans, I mean, on a daily basis, we have to keep up with the most ridiculous shit just around every corner. There's something. And we just take it.
Like we had our power cut, right? And this is day 2 of no power. And then they tell us, so we're going to have to cut off the water because the water needs the electricity to pump. So that's what we don't want.
And we laugh about it. Here we are.
Like,
having a podcast.
Man. But I feel like those are the little things we go through. When you go to the rest of the world, you realize we really are a first world country.
Yeah.
And we really as a people are just so advanced in our humanity and so grounded. We're such a grounded people. Can we just own that, And because when I go overseas and I hear people's perspective of South Africa, and this is the people who haven't had to listen to the South Africans who left for all the wrong reasons. I'm talking about people who have experienced it a little bit and have lived with people from here. And they all just feel like they want to come home when they come here. And it doesn't matter what color they are. They all say they feel like they just want to come home. And they're like, South Africa is such a, what did they call it, man? But almost as if it's such a cohesive and just the people are like this. You structurally can see what history has done to us. but your lived experience every day, you're like, yo, we are the real division in South Africa, in my view, is economic. It's the poor
Yeah.
and the super rich, and then the people in between. And I feel like the closer you are to super rich, the less you care about what's happening on the ground, all the way to how it affects the poorest of the poor. And I feel like the minute we get to that point where we go, oh, this thing is actually more complicated than just black and white. And I say more complicated than black and white because we'll bring up privilege when we talk about these things. But I go, still, I have sat with poor whites, guys. I have sat with poor blacks. I have been in spaces with people who are just disgustingly rich. And the things that matter to them versus the things that matter to me, who's in the middle, versus the things that matter to the person who's just figuring out what they're going to eat tonight. Huge.
No, that's why in '94, I mean, there was a political handover and well, not a social one. There was three. I can't remember the second one, but there was never a technically an economical handover. And I think we're still, unfortunately, light years behind what we can be.
But we're still that country which jokes about it. Like,
yeah.
You'll see online.
Now there's a wall coming
if
in
they
Cape
see
Town.
you dancing and they'll be like, voter can keep the land. You can keep the land. And then
Exactly.
you're like, guys, you can't be joking about this. This is a serious matter.
No, we luckily we got a good, well, I guess it's a good relationship with comedy in South Africa, because it's either like, if we didn't have comedy, maybe we would have dealt better with these things. But now we're just laughing at it and like, it's going to be fine. But I wouldn't change.
Let's start changing our names. My name is Bouwer Mthembu. I met a guy called Thabo Wolfhard.
Afrikaans guy.
Wolfhard.
Afrikaans guy.
In his ID.
Progressive parents.
In his ID.
Either he changed it or it was a dare.
He didn't change it. His parents literally. I think he also had a sibling who had a Sesotho name. I'm like,
Can I ask you something about your father? If you say treason, was he a struggle hero? Struggle, treason.
Do you call them struggle heroes? He was just active in the struggle, my friend. He was freeing us.
But isn't that a struggle hero?
He was an undercover operative, and.
But why wouldn't you say struggle hero?
Because he won't let you call him that.
Well, okay.
He will not. For him, he did a service for his country because he wanted his children to live in a certain kind of place.
Yeah.
So yeah, he and my mom actually got arrested for treason. My mom came out 6 months later, marched straight to government offices. She was like, "You're gonna pay me for the 6 months I was not working because what are you arresting me for? Where's the proof of the treason? And you're giving me my job back."
That's amazing.
With immediate effect. And Stru's Bob, she got her 6 months and a job back. So she's my hero.
But there's a story there. Maybe your next long form. Are you dabbling now in long form again? You're not writing,
yes,
producing?
I am. I'm writing patiently because the industry is a little bit in cuck right now.
There's a story there.
There is. I mean, my dad right now, even the way he lives, like my dad refused to put burglar bars in our house for a while until a couple of attempted break-ins, and then he was like, okay. But he used to say, guys, I was looking at bars for so many years. I don't want to be in a house where again I must wake up and look at bars. It reminds me of that, But then from a safety perspective, he decided that, okay, fine, I'll put the bars on and I'll, and he always tells the stories of his time in prison and just making friends with wardens. And I think it helped him that he also spoke Saver Afrikaans. So he also made friends, with the wardens and talking about just the experience of losing both his parents and not being able to go and bury them, And my mom also served him divorce papers while he was in prison as well. And for him, that thing of what happens to my daughter, who's raising my daughter. So I feel like, he has a beautiful story that I should tell. Also because his friends, when I see him with his friends and they have all these stories, you'll be surprised how much romance there is. These romantic stories of a guy who lost his hands for this woman because it was a letter bomb. She didn't realize it was a letter bomb and he saved her. And I was like, oh, and they're still together, yes. Oh. Then there was one where, imagine you leave your person and then you go overseas, now you're in exile, then you get married and you have kids because you think in the country will never come back. And then freedom happens, and you're like, I love you, I'm sorry, it's over. And then comes back to his lover, his original, my photos, and they're still married even now. And I was like, that's such a beautiful yet sad story because now how Miss Canada, she gave you a life and, but you were always like, but my heart was with Nomsa. So there's really beautiful stories
That's insane. It
that I
feels
want to
like-
tell.
Yeah, it feels like I would love that show.
Yeah.
It's I love our history. Well, when I say I love our history, I mean I love talking about that part and the nuance of it and how we are where we are today. And but normally the TV channels they don't like going into history that much.
What you want to talk about, Bouwer? Don't do this anymore, Bouwer. I hear about the future,
We
Bouwer.
moved on.
But I feel like we don't have these conversations enough. And I'll tell you why. When they do happen, it's the opposite sides fighting about who's right, who's wrong. I'm white, I'm right, I'm ready to fight. I'm black, I'm back, I'm ready to attack. We can't do that. We have to get to a point where we go, okay, guys, going forward, fine. There's a going forward conversation. There's a where we're from conversation. And then there's a, oh my gosh, so this is what happened. This is where we're at. Do you know that because of this is why that's happening? Oh, no, yes. And then, you know what I mean? Start talking about that. And I think we start getting to a place where people understand. Even people go, why do you keep bringing up apartheid? Then when we have this conversation, then they go, oh, okay. All right, no, it's fine. Now we can have a conversation.
You know what I like there? Every time the Springboks, well, it gets less now, but there was a time where then a player of color would make a mistake and it's like, yeah, no, these quotas. These quotas. I don't believe in the quota system. Then we're like, do you remember when the quota system was the whole team should have been white? But so now then you supported the quota system, but now you don't want a quota system? Yeah,
but if you think about it, look at the history, guys, of this country, is that we South Africa had a government that very strongly pushed culture and sports and they mixed them together. So as they built your pride in who you are, they made sports part of that, so if something that you have been taught intrinsically comes from you as a people and it's yours and it's part of your identity, the minute somebody's saying, yeah, now you have to bring everybody else in, it is going to feel personal. It is going to feel like an attack. It is going to feel like they are muddying your clean waters. Doesn't make it okay, but sometimes I go, guys, before you get angry, because in an argument, before you let it go there, try and see where the person's coming from. Doesn't make it okay, but you see where they're coming from so that you know where to come in. Yeah. So there are things which are just straight up, you are racist. You don't even have a reason, you are just being racist. And then there's, this is where that racism or prejudice is coming from. That's what I'm saying, it's about indoctrination. And if people can just look at indoctrination without making it immediately going, you're attacking me because you're making me think about things I don't want to think about, we're going to have a dope-ass conversation. Dope, And I say this because, guys, if we were right, if it was purely a black and white thing, why do we have white struggle heroes who are fighting for freedom? And no, not all of them were English speaking, if that's going to be your story. You know what I mean? So, and why do you have people of color who were backing the other side that we were trying to get out of? So
it's so nuanced.
That's nuanced, guys. Let's just have a conversation so we can get past it. Because that's why these young people call Nelson Mandela Nelly M. Because they're just like...
It's a great TikTok name. Just can you imagine Nelson Mandela?
Clock it, queen, clock it. Let me tell you about Nelly M.
Imagine Nelson Mandela. It's now he walks out of prison now with things like TikTok. He had like a social media team there. Nelson Mandela would be like doing TikTok challenges.
# we outside.
The Zelda challenge. That'd be insane. Just imagine the amount of content they would go viral each day of Mandela, like just doing random things.
# prison tag.
Yeah.
# 46664.
Zelda. The Zelda challenge. Today I'm learning a new Xhosa word. This Mulweni means hello, guys.
Yes. It's giving to Klerk.
Yeah. And then the clerk has a cameo. No, put that thing off. Put the camera away from me.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine, especially because Nelson Mandela was such a charmer.
Yeah, because
Trump,
that guy just thrives because of social media.
Yeah, Yes.
It's freaking Twitter give that guy the
I blame
wings.
what is that thing, that Shark Tank thing that he used to do? What is it called again?
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. That's the problem. The minute he tasted fame there, because he already had tasted power and money. But then when he tasted this thing of, so when people see me, obviously he's not thinking that accent, but he's thinking,
We never know.
but he got this idea that, so if you're in their faces all the time and you're their celebrity, they get high on you. So now I can use my power, my money, and celebrity. And that's how he became president. Because I think if he hadn't done that show, I don't think he would have become president.
But how fascinating. If you take Trump now, or everything you know, right? If he would sit in front of you now for a corporate job, you see his CV, you've seen the clips, he calls women a few things, he made these jokes, you're like, I doubt that guy would literally like get just a entry level management position. And now he's running the free world. It's insane.
Yeah, but it says a lot about the people who
the
vote,
votes for
doesn't
him.
it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it says a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can also look at our not president, but our leadership and be like, how is this guy still there? Yeah. And you know what's the most fascinating thing about the cabinet change? I'm like, so you were minister of tourism for 2 years.
Yeah.
Now they're switching you to sport, and I'm like, do you know anything about sport, like qualification? You don't move people in the company like different positions.
And it always happens when we're all sleeping. You wake up to it. That's they go, shh, not now, not now. Wait for them to sleep. They see we're doing this, they will stop us.
Exactly.
Wait.
It's like they put the lights of load shedding.
Yes.
Switch the minister.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go. Switch on the lights again. Yeah, we're finished. Then you wake up.
Who's
It's like
this new guy?
imagine you're in a relationship with someone and every time you sleep, they rearrange the lounge when you wake up.
Exactly.
Just
It's a shuffle. It's a reshuffle. But listen, you had Fikile and Balula on your show.
Yes.
At the WTF. With,
He was so much fun.
he was insane.
Yeah.
When he came out dancing.
And he's like that. You know what kills me about him? I'm like, I wish you weren't a politician.
Yeah.
Because you are so much fun and you bring that personality to politics. And
He looks like he
doesn't
should be a
always bode well
motivational
for you.
speaker. Like someone walking around and giving advice.
like, he doesn't strike me as the kind of guy you're going to call out for, what's this thing, corruption. He feels like the kind of guy you'll call out for just misbehavior.
Fashion advice.
Yeah.
You want to come to Sandton?
The wrong advice, saying the wrong thing. I mean, this is the guy who used to quote rap artists. I noticed that our ex-minister of finance tried that and it didn't work out for him.
Did he do, what's the money thing?
That guy, what is his name?
Yes.
Now I've forgotten
He
his
made the
name.
money, Jay.
Gigabyte.
Yes, Giga, yeah.
So Gigaba did the whole "we gon' be right" because he was trying to quote Kendrick, but it's like "we gon' be all right," not right. And I was like, leave Fix to the quoting. Fix does it perfectly. I remember when Bafana was.
He did the mural. He did the rugby before
He did
the
the
Springboks
murala
went. He was
and
like, mural.
And then he did the started from the bottom, now we're here. And it was like, like Drake said, we started from the bottom, now we're here. I'm like, yes, Speaks, let them know. And then when he do great stuff for sport. I love what he used to do for our sports stars, especially the less celebrated one, like the netball stars, And I remember one time he was like, yeah, Mr. Resmetez, not just a Resmetez, what I'm going to do for our netball captain is a humdinger. And I was like, this guy, it's a party. It's a party.
That's what I'm saying. He started that sport.
Yes.
And I don't know, what is he now? No, he's not even a
I don't
minister.
know. They
He's
should've-
now second or third in the man.
Yeah. Wasn't he of police at some point? Or was it transport? I know there was a time I was like, now you've misplaced him. We as a country can all agree you have misplaced
I think
this
it's an
guy.
admin thing. It's like, it's more admin to get someone new than just changing the email signature.
But I like that he's smart. And I feel like outside of his antics, I don't think we've ever had a reason to question his judgment when he's been in these roles. So it seems to me like somebody who listens to the people in the space who do know what they're doing, if we're going to assume he doesn't. But me, I love this country, guys. There's nothing you can't get. Every time you need entertainment, every time you need to be in a space where people are carrying each other, like there's a small.
You know what I like about what stuff like TikTok did? There's a bunch of these Afrikaans people that like speak. Is it Xhosa? Like there's a white guy that's what's the word? He's a tutor. He teaches it, and then there's like these Xhosa people commenting like, "Yeah, bro, not even I speak that pure."
They sound like they swallowed an ancestor. They're like,
but it's both ways. You get like people from African cultures that'll embrace. There's this guy that I follow. He's a bassist. It's the funny, like he's a black guy. but the caption is like, I'm gonna play Afrikaans music until they give me a Hilux. And then it's just him, like Leify, you know, like these big Afrikaans songs that went viral. He's
Yes.
sitting there jamming on these Afrikaans tracks, but he's incredible. And he's like, yep, they're gonna give me the Hilux soon.
Gotta ask him, did Refense get a Hilux?
Yeah.
Because Refense is another one where you're
That's a
like,
phenomenon, that guy.
yo.
Yeah. Amazing voice.
So again, does this not tell you that this country is as complex as it is simple?
Yeah.
Like, you can be anyone and anything. Wake up and just you can find yourself anywhere, man.
Yeah, but that's the power of the arts as well. Like,
Yeah,
you
we bring
gotta-
everyone together,
and we can hold up a mirror. I mean, that's what makes your job so. Not that you have to feel responsibility, but you have the awesome gift of like making like jokes like with Scott, like
Yeah.
about race and like because you
Yeah.
said something about. It's not the first. What did you say? It's not the first time you shouted something to a black woman or something like that. So that's rough. But it's a place to hold up a mirror to be like, hey, this is
Yes.
also we've come a long way, but this is also we are. It's like healing. Like the arts is like a.
it's
healing.
funny you should say, no, you don't have a responsibility. You do.
No, I mean, I
The
don't.
minute your voice is amplified,
No. I know. I'm saying not everyone feels that. You know, people that's
yeah.
like, I just want to make music because it's fun and make money, whatever. But not everyone feels that responsibility. But I feel it is a mass responsibility. If
is.
you've got a microphone, make sure you say things that'll heal and unite and challenge people and not punch down or because when I did that videos with apartheid, what I realized immediately was what I tried to do was to be a bridge to hold the hands of the white person and all the hands of a black person to be like, hey, check this out. There is a way to do this. But instead, it was like, listen, white people. No. It came across as that. White people experienced it as like, we wada. And it wasn't that. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, regroup, think of like ways. And sketch comedy for that was a saving grace for like using satire to cast black and white and hold up a mirror to society where you show them. You show the blind spots of the white person, but also to show the shortcomings and blind spots of the black person. So it's not the whole time like, oh, white people this. It's like black people also come with a bias or their own set of what's the word? Is it a biases?
yeah, it is a bias. But you know what I think it is? It's like an elephant, man. How do you eat an elephant? A piece at a time. We can't think we're gonna solve the whole thing, we're gonna fix the whole thing. But maybe if you, for me anyway, what I've seen works, you pick an aspect, you say, let's deal with this aspect. And then we take it from there and see what happens.
You can like a context.
Yeah, because also you do overwhelm people when you're like, and then you did this, and then last time, and then let's not forget. Hey, man, by the time you're done with them, they're like,
Yeah.
what
It's
do you
like with Helen Ziller. She was on the show like a month ago. The problem with her is like when she started tweeting things that should have been a 3-pager. You're not gonna agree with me. Like, give context of what you want to say, or get behind the microphone. But then you tweet one thing about like a part that wasn't that bad, or whatever you're saying. Then it's of course it's gonna flare up because there's no context.
No, in any context, it was freaking horrible. And I think there are certain glib statements you just cannot make. Rather go, this thing in this horrible context still worked for this. You can say that, but to say something wasn't that bad when it
I know.
took away people's humanity is kind of.
But I mean, so I don't want to
But
justify.
also, she must listen. See, after GNT, don't let her touch the phone. Lock the phone, change the passcode. Tomorrow morning, give her the phone again. You know?
No, I'm with you. All I'm trying to say is some things that needs more context. Like use a different platform to explain what you want to say. If you still want to be controversial, then go for it. But don't use the shortest platform with 140 characters to try and.
Plus, also controversy, guys. You
But
must be ready to deal with it because, you think you're being controversial, it's cute, it's going to make you famous. Then you
there's
must deal with the ramifications.
When the whole Jacaranda thing went down, did you have a team backing you? Was it like PR crisis management? Or was it just you on your phone being like.
They had to take me off my phone. They got me off all social media because, yes, my first, of course, my knee-jerk reaction was, more. And then they're like, no, we don't want you anywhere near that. And I'm glad because of what I then later found out had been said when we had the car accident. And I knew that if I had seen all of that while trying to deal with my children's own trauma of going through that,
It'll ruin you.
it would
There's
really
no
be bad
tools.
for
No
me.
one has the tools that.
Nah.
But I'm not actually a DA voter. I just want to say that. I voted for Rise Mzansi, but I really think Ellen Zille is going to win.
You voted for who?
Now you're even more shocked that I didn't vote for the white party.
You're like,
No, I voted for Rise Mzansi. I'm very, as you can see, I'm all about branding and colors. So Rise Mzansi's logo with the colors, I was like, this is fly. And you see, that's why I shouldn't be in politics because I'll make decisions based on colors.
Seen yellow, no. Seen yellow, no.
But my point is, all I want to say is, I really think she's going to win. And I really think we're going to have a fun next 5 years when she's going to be mayor.
Yeah, I'm here for GNU, guys. Wait, hold
She's going
on.
to become mayor.
Mayor
bro.
of who?
Joburg.
Who?
Helen Zille.
Who?
She's running for...
What?
She's
For
running...
what?
She is a...
For who?
I'll send you the episode.
No, we're
She's
not doing
running-
that.
she's-
We're not doing that.
Not doing what?
No, guys, it's not cute. You know, there's a time
We're
when
not
a
doing
joke
what?
is funny and then it's fun and then we're all having a good time. And then that one guy takes it too far. The one guy, you had too much tequila.
You are going to
it
be
too
prepared.
far.
You must become ready to go, hello, Tanny. Dankie dat Tanny die pothole gefix het. No, but wait, what are you talking about? Are you saying we're not doing this?
We're not doing this. We're not doing it.
This conversation? Or
No,
we're
we're not doing Helen as our mayor. We're not doing that.
You're going to buckle up.
I love her.
I swear
I
it's
really
happening.
do, but not as my mayor.
It's happening.
No, it's not.
I swear to you.
No, man.
Come November, come December 1st, you're going to have a blue shirt walking in Delta Park. I don't know where you stay in Joburg. No. Follow on social media. She's making grounds, bro.
Okay, whoever's listening, I'm going to run for mayor. I will do anything
Oh, snap.
for Gauteng, for Joburg, for all of us.
I just,
not-
let's get the voters
No,
in.
guys.
Click on the
Helen is
link.
going to arrive in a shwe, and she's going to be ululating and no,
To me,
guys.
she went to the Derby in Soweto. She already went there. She's making the grounds.
Well, wait. This might bring
I
her
can't
some
believe I'm
praise.
shocking you with
Was
this.
she wearing black and white from a Paganea or was she wearing black and gold for
Pirates.
the...
She was wearing pirates. Are you a fan now? Now you're convinced. Now you're gonna withdraw your Freedom for Us Plus vote because I know you voted for those Afrikaans people.
And I will keep voting.
Peter Groenewald.
Freedom Front.
Yes, but you know who's doing good work is Peter Groenewald, the new correctional services
Yeah.
minister. Because you want Afrikaans guy to, you don't want like a principal, move the prisoner.
No, but I vote for free. I vote, to be honest, Freedom Front is just because when we get the land, it must be intact. So you need to write people.
Listen, your Afrikaans sounds like you could be the first female leader for the Freedom Front Plus. So,
I'm the first mayor for Rania.
Oh, yeah.
First black female. Because I keep thinking about that one EFF vote. No,
yes, that
Rania.
was funny.
I'm like, I'm telling you now.
Put me in, coach.
There's a Jan Hendrik
Jan Hendrik Morake.
who was like, Jan Hendrik Morake, who was like, this for you,
Yes.
Bokkie, Tumi,
Imagine.
wherever you are, hierdie is for you.
Yes. Imagine. Hendrik Morake and Tumi Morake, we now pronounce you the mayors of Orania. Tumi, this is a crazy country. This...
Do you know that during the times of Mix It,
Here, mix it. 1 cent.
there was actually a one Boeresian who were having like a proper Romeo and Juliet romance.
Oh, really? When was this varsity?
And he was in Bloom.
So there were potential. What happened?
No, but then we were like, yeah, but you know, this will never work. It's like, yeah, I'm too much of a plus. And I was like, yeah, I'm too much of a struggle girl. He's like, yeah. But it was so cute. I don't
There's a
know why we
story.
stopped talking, but
There's
it
a
was
movie.
so sweet.
Maybe you must reach out.
Gentle giant.
I don't know anything about you. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but maybe you must reach out to him now. Hey, I'm back. Slide into his DMs. Probably's got a farm influential account there.
Let's make biltong together.
Yeah. Oh, you got two kids, right?
3.
Oh, nice.
Me, I knocked them out, eh? 1,
great.
2, 3. And it's interesting, in the States also, when you find the South African community, you that's when you see like, that's why I say we're such a similar people. That when you meet Afrikaner people who've moved there and you see how their children maintain that thing of respect and knowing their place and just being such please and thank you kind of children. And you find the same thing with the Black South African kids who are there. Like they even get shocked when the other kids speak back to their parents. You literally see them looking at their parents like, that is happening. I'm not a part of that. Do you see my disapproval also? I'm not that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently, like 2 years ago, we adopted. So I'm a father of a 2.5-year-old. But yes, it's like the most life-changing thing. A few
You
things.
adopted.
Yeah, I adopted.
Were
yeah.
you able to find a white child?
No.
Yeah. What do you?
We
So
didn't
you,
want,
all
we,
of
we
you guys
didn't want,
keep your
well,
children.
No, but like, I just keep context. We didn't. So how it works is, we didn't have a preference.
Oh,
so we
you
just
didn't
wanted to
have
be
a
parents. So
preference,
we
yeah.
didn't care about the skin color or culture.
But I'm asking just because I know quite a few people who've adopted children, and one actually said no, but they couldn't even find.
yeah,
white
it's
child.
just it's about the system and the demographics of our country. It's not. So it takes a long time for a child to be eligible to be adopted. It's not about like, oh, there's a white kid in the creche there, let me just have that one. The majority of the times it doesn't work. It's not like a take a lot order, bro. It's a long process.
I
It's
thought
like
you put in an order. You're like, if it has blue
Yeah.
eyes and it's blonde.
yeah, I must play rugby. Yeah, it's basically it has to do with kids that are eligible, and normally
Okay.
the majority of the stats show that white kids in the systems, their family are still involved. So there's the kid is in the system because mom or dad is unfortunately
On
in
drugs
rehab or something.
or- yeah.
So they don't want to sign the child off. So, but the terrible thing is the kid pretty much grows up in a system which is way worse than just getting adopted into a healthy
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
So when you start the process, they ask you, do you have any preferences? Meaning like it goes hectic. It's like, are you open for a Down syndrome, wheelchair, any other things? Are you open to a child that's the mom was an alcoholic, the mom was a drug addict? So then they explain to you the difference between, it's actually better, weirdly enough, if the mom was a drug addict, it's not as bad as if the mom was an alcoholic because of what alcohol does
To the brain.
to the development of a baby. It's fascinating.
Ah.
So then massive list, and then you just go, we've got no preference. Well, our only preference was healthy. They guide you and they say, treat it as if you're pregnant. So you obviously want the most healthy baby possible. Because there are people out there that's got a heart for
Yeah.
Down syndrome babies or kids in wheelchairs or
Yeah.
stuff like that. And we were just like, we don't mind, we don't care about the race or the gender. We just as healthy as possible.
Because you're busy people. Because for me, I'm also like, yeah, you're being honest. We're busy. We don't have time for somebody who needs
But it's also
care
there are
24/7.
people out there, yeah. And then what the fascinating thing is you have this massive list, and then the last thing on the list is, are you open for a child that they don't know anything about it, meaning the baby was found somewhere. There's no mom or so involved. They can't figure out if the baby, what the history is. And then you're just like, you go in faith, like, yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah.
And in our case it was so far there was no any other health scares or anything like that. But what I wanted to say is like how but I mean being pregnant is the same thing. It's still you don't know what's gonna happen. So I don't think it's that obviously it's a physical now I'm stepping in
I
that
was about to
space.
say, listen.
No. I'm talking about because you just went like, whew, it must be tough to have all
Yeah,
this
it
conversation. But
is.
also I know when you're pregnant, there's checkups to know if the baby's
Yes,
healthy, but there's
yes.
still anything can happen.
But at
still.
least while you're for adoption, at least you're still smoking and drinking throughout the conversation. You're deciding
Oh, I see
about
what
the
you're saying. Yeah,
baby.
fair.
I can't. But it's such a beautiful thing because I mean, for me as well, there was a point where I was like, I could have one last child. And I was like, oh, I wouldn't even mind adopting, hey? Because
you know
it's not just
Sunday, you know?
about another me in the world, but it's about just raising someone whose essence will remind you of yourself, like
But
you're pouring yourself
exactly.
into someone else.
Yeah. But for me, parenthood and fatherhood was never connected to DNA for me.
Yeah.
And a lot has to do
True.
with a lot has to do about like my Christian background. And the funny thing is like people don't realize this, but Jesus was never raised by his biological father. Jesus was adopted by Joseph. He's the first case if you're a Christian.
Hold on. This is not okay.
What?
You're calling the Holy Spirit a deadbeat dad.
No, biological. Joseph wasn't Jesus' biological father.
But who was his father then?
Not Joseph. It's a fact. Maria got pregnant by the Holy Spirit. Jesus was raised by
So
Joseph.
you are calling this Holy Spirit a
What?
deadbeat dad.
The Holy
Because
Spirit.
he's saying it ran. The Holy Spirit was like, it's nothing
No,
I
but
can
Joseph.
to finish.
No, man. But Joseph raised Jesus. He was the biological. He was the father in the picture.
So the Holy Spirit was like, listen, Joseph, me, I got
I'm out.
I got gigs.
I'm out.
I mean, look at the world. It's
No,
big.
but you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does it make sense? Or are you thrown now?
No, it
I'm not saying the Holy Spirit.
I'm still enjoying that. It's just in my head, I've always just gone, oh, Joseph was Jesus' dad, regardless of the whole.
Yeah.
So when you put it like that, I'm like, oh my gosh.
But that's the
yes.
semantics of it.
That's the
Maria gave
semantics.
birth. Joseph didn't impregnate her.
Yeah.
But Joseph had to raise Jesus because Jesus was a 1-year-old boy, a 2-year-old. He had to go through being a teenager. And who was there? Joseph. So my point is
proudly carried that handsball.
the what? This is getting too much. But it felt like I triggered you now with the comment. You're like, are you saying the Holy Spirit? Yeah. But in the context of the adoption conversation, my advocacy is like, because it's for people, it's a weird concept still,
Yeah.
like adopting. But I'm like, well, if you're a Christian and you look at Jesus' life, it's like, it's not that weird. He had a non-biological father in his life.
Okay. So no offense to the Christians. I do have a question. Did nobody side eye Mary? Is there no part in the Bible I like? And then next door. And then next door, what Christian name would it be? Alana and Priscilla. When I side eyeing Mary going, Holy Spirit, my ass.
Yeah, I saw Peter leaving her house last night.
Joseph getting Joseph after they get married, after the wedding night, and he goes, who was better?
That's the worst. No, you'll get cancelled for shit like this now. I want to, you know how much I love, because like for me, like my faith, like we're born with a sense of humor. Like every time I make jokes about like, not Christianity, but make jokes that has touched on like either a sermon or a pastor or anything like the Bible, the people freak out. And I'm like, I'm not mocking Jesus or mocking God or the faith. This is what I believe in. I find this context funny. Like what you just said. It's funny to think about then people go like, hey Maria, hey, she's lying again, whatever.
Yeah,
it's a funny angle.
Because I used to also say, like, for example, I would never go on those diets where you have to give up carbs, because I'm a true Christian. I don't want to lie when I'm praying. Because when I pray, I say, give us this day our daily bread. Not give us this day our daily letters, our daily ride, daily bread. So if I'm not eating bread, I feel like I'm not being a true Christian because I'm lying. I'm asking for bread that I'm not eating. Am I making sense?
Sure.
Are you with me? Do you see the depth?
That is
of
way
that
more intense than my
spirituality?
comment
Like,
about jokes.
I can't pray every day asking for bread.
Yeah,
And then I'm on a diet. I don't eat bread.
that is.
It sounds incorrect. You understand? It's
Yeah.
deep.
But that's faith for me. No matter what you believe in, not faith, spirituality.
But let me ask you this. Do you believe, and any Christian who's listening, this is to you as well. Do you believe that we are all created in the image of God?
Yeah.
Then if you don't have a sense of humor, honestly, or you want to punish people for having sense of humor, everything that's great about us, we know is because we were created in his image. And all these other things are things, that's why we all aim for perfection. They are things we get to work on about ourselves. And I don't feel like a sense of humor is a bad thing. And people need to stop that thing of nobody's attacking your religion. Nobody's questioning your religion. And the fact that we make these jokes fully aware of the sanctity of the things we talk about. Like, come on. I've been in churches where the priests themselves are joking. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so he can make the joke. Why? Because he's wearing the cloth. We all have direct access to God. Yeah. Church is where we go to commune. It is where we go to all be in the spirit and support each other and build community. But at the end of the day, all of us, nobody is God's favorite. We are all his favorite. So when people start coming at us as if they have copyright on Jesus, they have copyright on God, they have the higher say. No, my friend, if you are truly Christian and you're not doing lip service and let me show off and show people I'm wearing a Christian badge, if you are living Christian principles, it will show in how you treat people. It'll show in how you respond to things that you like and that you don't like. That's when I buy you as a Christian. That's when I believe even our Father buys you as a Christian. Because for me, do not claim faith if you're not living it. Yeah. Do not one minute you are blessing people, the next you're stabbing people. You understand? Yeah. So I'm not saying we should all be perfect. I know we have our little weaknesses, but for me, love for your brother, recognition of another human as another human being, grace for how people approach things, so that if there's any reproach, you still come at it from a place of love, not from some self-righteous nonsense high horse. You understand? You will get a concussion when you fall off that horse. That's the last thing I'm going to say that makes sense. Is for me, I was raised Christian. I live also in African spirituality, but what has never changed, the presence of God, what it means to claim to love God, what it means to claim to be Christian. I mean, my grandmother passed away when she was 95, and if there's one thing she taught me from the time she was raising me till the time she passed, she said to me, my daughter, you go down on one knee when you are weak. If you can't go on your knees, you go on the one knee and you speak to our Father. So, and even in my journey of African spirituality, I remember being told, in everything you think you know, are experiencing or are doing, in whatever vision you're given or messages people say they have for you, you take it to the Father first. Not even your priest. The Bible even said with your priest, you don't go and trust your priest with your entire Christian life. Yes, you listen to what he's saying, his interpretation of the message of God. But what do you do when you get home? You speak to your Father. That's why we are supposed to pray every day, so that we see the light. Because even the priest who's telling you these things and that pastor, they are fallible, you know? So, yeah, at the end of the day, for me, in conclusion, when I leave, is to say, everything I do comes from a place of love. And that is because I have come to learn that sin is born out of a lack of love. So for all my sins, for all my mistakes, for all the people I've hurt and the things I've done that perhaps, do not match the Christian
The
expectations, I remember that if I am created in the image of God and God is love, everything I do has to come from a place of love. And then I know I am being a true Christian. I am being a true lover of God. And I've taught that to my children, that whichever faith you choose, if that faith encourages you to love your fellow man, not tolerate them, love them. Do what you want.
Beautiful.
That's me.
Oh, Tumi, what a way to end this.
They'll be shocked.
This
They're like,
conversation.
how? We
No, man. That's beautiful. I think a lot of times religion also brings so much confusion and fight for nonsense. But at the end of the day, love is the core thing that we all have in common, no matter our different culture groups, languages, different nations, and straight or gay, whatever it is. Love is like the root of it all.
That thing. I'm obsessed with it.
Sounds like a movie title. Tumi Morake, I really appreciate you coming here so much. I think you are, apart from Helen Zille, the biggest guest, the biggest A-lister. I swear to you, when Anel said Tumi's coming, I'm like, no way. So this means so much. You are incredible at what you do. You're so inspiring, and I didn't think this conversation was going this way. And I really I owe you so much. One day I'll be famous, and then you can tap in and be like, hey, Bouwer, remember I went on your show? You need to come to my show.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a lucky weekend. Good luck with the power situation.
You too. And everybody who's listening, get more people to listen. This is fire.
Do you drink wine?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, I got a gift for you.
How?
Bro.
Imagine it's Holy Communion and I'm like, I don't drink wine.
I got... There's the company's, sorry, this handover is always so awkward. The company's called Opstal Wijne. They're from the Slanghoek Valley, there in the Western Cape. There's 3...
Slanghoek.
Yeah, Slanghoek Valley.
Goodness,
There's 3 bottles of white wine, I think. Yeah. And dankie vir die wyn.
Kom kuier, hoor.
Ja, Tumi Morake will do a
Everson.
Call Everson, she'll do a special day at your salary.
And die Opstal Estate. In 2020, Rafia. This is a great place to start 2020.
Reminds me of my trauma.
It's perfect.
Thanks, Tumi. Lekker weekend.